Rumor that he's going to retire after this year. I don't know. I hope the rumor's not true, but if he happens to do that, we wanted to get him something to show our appreciation. So, Kenny Groomer, if you come up here, please. This jacket on one side it says Kenny Groomer, team bus driver, and on the other side it has a Salisbury Hornet. It says 1951, where he got his start, and then beside it has Eastern Thunderbird. It says 2001. Bring up Coach I.
Just real quickly, I was told that today it was announced that both Coach Neal and Coach Ivor were named the SWIAC Coaches of the Year for both the girls, the conference, and the boys. So I think that deserves a little recognition.
I have to admit, this is my favorite time of the year, and obviously I'm going to have some fun tonight. This was a special season for a lot of reasons, but I think the main reason is because these individuals that I get to work with, and I'm talking about all these people, are just great human beings. And, you know, I hear people give me a hard time sometimes because I brag about my kids so much, but they're definitely special. And I'll start my thanks by thanking the good Lord for giving me the opportunity to be here and coach such great young people. And I'm going to kind of prioritize this tonight. And secondly, I think I have to thank my wife and my family. Tonight, she picked Chelsea up from shooting camp. She got there about 6:45. She already had supper ready for me. It was one of those, you know, get it down quick and move. And we have so many of those at our household. She just deserves a lot of credit, and I really appreciate her and my kids and everything else they do for me. Coaching staff, again, you're only as good as the people under you. And I think I once said this year that I saw myself as a facilitator, somebody that, you know, let people below you do your work and you know, teach fundamentals and teach people good attitudes, teach people how to play the game. You know, all my coaches, and I'm going to have them all stand, all the guys that are here tonight, if they please stand, I'd appreciate it. Coaching staff, please stand up. And that starts with my assistant, Kevin Frank, assistant, Tim George, assistant coach, Mark McNeil, and another guy that doesn't get enough credit, and I mean this because he, at times, I can give him a call anytime, and we can talk X and O, and we can talk this and that. We're already talking about next year, and that's Kevin Terrell. Give him a round of applause. And all the junior high coaches, they've already been up here, but 6th grade coach Bruce Hay, 5th grade coach Toby Yoho, and our bidding ball coaches, all those people, the endless hours that they spend, you know, and they don't, if you take their money and divide it by hour, it amounts to pennies. I really, really appreciate all the work they do. You know, I look out here and I see just, I can stay up here all night and thank people, but I'm not going to do that because I know you eventually want to get out of here. The next guy I want to thank, and he just got a jacket, and he's one of the finest people I've met. He gets a story in the paper, big story in the paper. And this is right before we're getting ready to go practice down across the county. You know, and you know, he's feeling pretty good about himself. And maybe I'm thinking of Southridge. When we went to practice for the regional and semi-state, this guy is late. You know, he gets this big article about him, and he's late. First time in 5 years the man's been late. But he's a legend in my mind, an icon of the Eastern community. Scorekeepers, David Birch, Dennis Crow, who do a great job. Again, as Coach Frank said, thankless job. They don't get a lot of credit. I'd like to thank the cheerleaders. Selena's not here, but girls, I appreciate all your effort, and you are definitely behind the love and spirit that we have in our community. And I can tell you, every year I've seen the spirit continue to grow in this community, and to just a fever pitch this year. Trainer Beth Inman. I don't know, is Beth here?
Yeah.
Beth, stand up. Again, she's got to do the dirty work and doing a lot of taping, doing some things that maybe necessarily other people don't want to do. Saves me a lot of time that I don't have to worry about, and that's always nice. Our administration, we've got a very supportive administration here at the high school. Mr. Murley, Mr. Rhodey, they do a great job of supporting our basketball program and anything we try to do, and I really appreciate that. J.B. Neal, our AD, you guys don't even have a clue of how much time that guy puts in, and the fact that our athletic department was in shambles a couple of years ago. He's got that thing respectable right now. I really appreciate all the help he gives me. He's a really good friend of mine. And also, girls, you're fortunate to have a guy that works that hard for your program. And I want to congratulate you on getting things turned around. That's great. Media. I think we got great media coverage this year. We had the Bloomington paper, the Bedford paper, the Evening World, Mark Downey, but it's always nice to see your own come back and do you a great job. So Chad Sparks, right back here in the corner, was kind of our Eastern writer this year, and he did an absolutely great job. Nice job, Chad. Our fan support, again, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I know all of you were at most of the games. I can't, just so many times walking out, you know, obviously we're always pumped before a game and ready to go, but obviously during the tournament, walking out at North Knox before that championship game, I was on air, people. There was, I can't express my gratitude for your support throughout everything. You people who have stuck behind us. You know, we obviously had a great season, but just the fact that you care and you're there, you know, no matter what happened, you were there and you support us, and I really, really appreciate that. Parents, again, we had a parent meeting before the year, and with our athletic department struggling a little bit financially, we had to do a lot of fundraising to get some new warm-ups, some different projects, and we had a great group of parents who got the kids there. Again, we talked about things that this group was very high ego. I think that's why they were good, because they all wanted to be the best, but they accepted their roles, and that's why they were able to do that. And I think the parents, again, are behind that, and I appreciate all their support. Let's bring these guys up here. First senior, Jody Gallion. Jody had to work tonight, he told me that, but Jody's a guy for 4 years has been a manager, and really took control of our managers to make sure that we had everything where it needed to be. He has his own procedures. Sometimes he didn't always agree with the players on that, or they didn't agree with him, but Jody made sure that everything was available there. First senior ball player, Jim Weimer. Jim got more out of his ability probably than any kid I've ever been around. And I think he showed it on the cross-country field, but on the basketball court, when he got his opportunity, he played hard, he executed, he played within himself, did exactly what we wanted. Very, much a joy to have in class, just a good person. Stephen West. Stephen got caught in a kind of a catch-22 situation. He had two really good big men in front of him, and then he had another kid that we got out this year who made a big impact on our team, so that limited his minutes. But when we asked Stephen to do something, he was able to do that in practice, and that was a big lift for us. Senior Ryan Sparks. This guy, I still remember that day in the gym when he hit his knee, and that kind of changed his career for us. But, here's a guy that dealt with more pain on a daily basis than anybody even realized. Even myself, he used a lot of Advil, I know that, and he battled every day and gave us everything that he had. And that just says a lot about this individual's character. Craig Quimby. Craig was a 3-year varsity player for us and really had just an outstanding senior year. He took what he wasn't doing well in his junior year, spent time in his game over the summer, and became a very solid contributor for this basketball team. You take roles, and I'm going to talk a lot about roles tonight. Well, here was a kid who played his role to a T. He didn't try to do too much. He did what we asked him. He ended up playing a big role in the successful season. Not only that, come tournament time, he made big play after big play. Senior Levi Carmine. I'm going to talk a lot about this young man tonight on some other things, but I want to tell you the best thing that he did for this team. Now, I'll talk about other things as we go on, but his leadership was just incredible. And I bet a lot of people in this room, at the end of the last year, were saying, well, if this team gets a leader, it's going to be special. But you know what? We got that leader, and we were really special. And I think a big part of it was that young man, what he did for this basketball team. Junior Caleb Cassidy. Here's another success story. And this team's about all kinds of individuals overcoming things and doing things that people didn't think they would. This is a guy that, again, you didn't see him here last year. And I'm sure a lot of people were a little concerned maybe when early on we gave him a chance. But I'll tell you what, he proved himself. He earned it. He went out and worked hard. He did all those little X factors. He got a chance again to have a great senior year. And, he's a great example of what you can overcome if you put your mind to it. Junior Tyler Hatch. Tell us how to see them. We got these little goatees there and little was there, but Tyler, you know, here's a guy, I go back to his freshman year, and I don't see Kurt here, but I see his parents here. Kurt and Tyler used to have some battles, people. And you just can't imagine the battles that they had. But that kid took those battles. Justin Burris is another one that battled him. And those guys made each other better. Tyler Hatch just continued to get better. We had a scout at a practice watching Levi, and this scout was really impressed with Levi, but his second comment was, who's that big kid? You know, he said, who are both those big kids? But he made reference to Tyler and the fact that he's got a great set of hands. He's got a chance to play some college basketball. And I'm not sure Tyler Hatch thought that was possible a couple of years ago. He's really making good strides. Dustin Hayes. Dustin is a kid that, again, you talk about a role. You know, I think if you put him on maybe another team that has to have a score, he's the guy that gets you 15 to 20 a game. But he was a guy who took the role of defense first for this basketball team. Every night, he shut down the big guy's offensive player. And with that, was able to score and do a lot of little intangibles. He's another kid that people better beware, because I think he's going to have a bust-out senior year for this basketball team. He's already putting in a lot of hard work, and just look for big things out of Dustin Hayes. And he's already done some really big things. Sophomore Clint Burris. I felt very fortunate that I could bring a 6'5" guy off the bench that could give me double figures. But not only that, bring a guy off the bench that was going to bring us fire and emotion. This kid plays with fire and emotion. Maybe sometimes too much emotion, but it really lifted it. And what you'll be real happy to know at this point, his open gyms, he's making some effort on the defense end to get better. That's just going to make this basketball team that much more better. But he just had a really good sophomore season. And again, maybe on another team he scores a little bit more, but again, he accepted his role and did whatever we asked him. Sophomore Brett Pro. Brett's the guy that always got thrown into the fire. You know, if somebody was in foul trouble or somebody needed a breather, we put Brett in there. And again, he was a scorer all the way up through grade school and junior high. But Brett's scoring average was not really impressive, but he did all those little things that helped us win basketball games. Whenever I called him, he'd go in and do what we asked him. And he did a really nice job. Sophomore Nathan Martindale. Again, this is another kid that we look to for some good things, and he's had a real productive open gym, spring open gym season thus far. And again, he knows he's got to get stronger. It's just going to be putting some time in the weight room. Sophomore John Wyman. John's another one of those kids that's going to have to step in, and we lost two very good guards in our backcourt, lost some good people off the bench that we're going to have to replace. So we're going to have people step up, and I think John will be up to it. Two managers, Jason Mann. I don't think Jason's here. Is Jason here? Okay, and Greg Fitch. Two guys that lettered as managers. And again, Greg was a guy might have freshman practice 6 in the morning and come to varsity practice afterwards. Did a really good job. Guys that were on our tourney roster team at the end, Levi Burton and Paul Brown, two guys that again are going to do big things. Levi Burton on his power layups, because I'll tell you what, this kid's playing really well right now at Spring Open Gym. think a lot of people know the accomplishments. I'm just going to go through a couple of things that these guys did. 23-2 school record, 7-0 SWIAC champs, Greene County champs, winners of 18 games in a row, ranked number 1 in the state, A&P polls, sectional champs, regional champs, winning margin of almost 17 points a game, defensive field goal percentage 41%, offensive field goal percentage 52%, free throw percentage 74%, out-rebound their opponents by 7.2 rebounds. What more can you say? Let's give them a big round of applause. First set of awards that I'd like to give are SWIAC Championship Awards. We went 7-0 in SWIAC, which I don't think is any easy accomplishment. And they did it in fine fashion. I think their average winning margin in the SWIAC was almost 16 points a game. And that was winning a couple of close ones against, they won a real close one against North Davis in the last second, which was real tough to win. And they went on the road and won some big games, and that's real tough. So I'm going to give these out now. Mike up here to help me pass out some of these awards. We had 2 guys make all-conference. First one, sophomore Tyler Hatch. Second all-conference award goes to a guy who earned this honor for 3 years. Again, I think that's a pretty big certificate. And he also, Tyler was named All Greene County first team today. Levi was named Greene County Mr. Basketball for the second year. All-conference, Levi Carmichael. With this team, another thing, to give out individual awards, I think, was really tough. Most of them statistical, but still, we had so many contributors that don't even qualify for an award that meant so much to the fact that we were successful. I'm starting with defense because I think this team really got down and defended well. Our point per game average didn't really show it, but that was because we were getting more possessions, so the other team had more opportunities to score. Again, this guy guarded the best offensive player. He shut down Indian All-Star Kyle Hankins. Every guy that he was asked to put the clamps on, he did it. He did it playing hard. He did it playing good technique, and he really executed. Our best defensive player goes to Dustin Hayes. Second one, mental attitude. I guess I'll say the same thing. I could have given this to everyone. But I picked this young man for one special reason, because I think throughout the year he got probably the least bit of credit, and probably the guy that I call my hard hat and lunch pail guy, because every day came to work. Every day came to work. Didn't matter if Craig had a little ail or whatever it was, he would come and work hard and do what he had to do to make this basketball team better. He was 14 of 15 from the line during our tournament run. You want to talk about a crunch time player, that's making some big shots. Our mental attitude award goes to Craig Twinby. Assist. He's going to have to make some room for this. He could have a whole corner of his room for this. He's already won this 3 years. He's going to get it again. He had 175 assists at 7.2 average per game. And I still say he was a great scorer. He was a great leader. But but replacing the guy to get the ball where it needs to go when it needed to go there, and knowing when to get it there is a big key. And Levi Carmichael, for the third straight year, again, another part of defense is rebounding. We out-rebounded our opponents by 7. I think that's a big accomplishment. But rebounding is a couple things. One is technique, blockout. It's knowing how to use your body. And secondly, it's heart and soul. This guy has plenty of that. He averaged 6.2 rebounds a game. That goes to Tyler Hatch. Field goal percentage, we shot 52% as a team. We had someone shoot 65, we had someone shoot 67. We had, I take that back, we had a 65 and we had 2 69. One of these young men edged the other one out just at the very end, but this young man was 69.7. Field goal percentage goes to Clint Burris. As a team this year for the free throw line, we shot 74%, which I think puts us probably in the top 20 in the state, the free throw percentage. Again, this young man has won this award 3 previous years. He upped his free throw percentage to 85% and was at 82% for his career, which that's good free throw shooting. And the fact that he shot, I think, almost, if not the most, the second most in the area, maybe to Sean May. He shot over 130 free throws. He made 85%. That goes to Levi Carmichael. I've got one more award, and then Mr. Neal's going to come up for a special presentation. But and I bring him up because he was sad a couple of days this year. It really tore me up. I have to tell you a story too. When I was at Vincent's JB and the Eastern Thunderbirds came to Ulster Gymnasium, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that we shut this man down on one night. If that was possible, we did it and actually beat him and his teammates. But he was a great player, and that's why it gives me a great honor to give this next award out to this person. He had 1,603 points. But you know what's key about that? He had 525 career assists, which I can't find the record. If anybody knows the record, I know that he had to break that record. He was an HBCA All-Star, top 40 workout participant, AP All-State 13, and very proud to announce tonight that he's going to commit to Austin Peay University, Division I, Ohio Valley Conference School that has a lot coming back. We very well may see Mr. Carmichael on ESPN, as they are going to be a pretty good basketball team. But it gives me great pride to present this ball as a career all-time scoring leader with 1,603 points and the single game record of 44 points in the sectional final game to Levi Carmichael. I'd like to bring Mr. Neal up for a special presentation.
First of all, he didn't shut me down, to clear that up. Mr. Dorman, would you like to come up? The Youth Football League, they have a presentation to make. They helped us out this year with the t-shirts, the sectional.
if you know anything about the football, we're always looking to make money. And we had this idea when we seen how well the team was doing that we might try to make a little money. We went around and asked people if they were going to do T-shirts. Everybody's kind of hesitant about it. And we came to JB and John Murley, showed them what we had, told them what we would do, and JB said, yeah, go for it. So what we did, we give all the guys on the team, the coaches, we give all them a shirt, and then we give them a percentage of the money we made. We had all the guys sign the shirt, and we framed it like to present this to Coach Ike.
If we could have Larry Martindale come up, we have another presentation here. These plaques, this picture taken, these plaques made up for each individual that was on the team, dressed as sectional stuff, and that's what Mr. Martindale, he's going to tell us about as far as paying for those.
I talked to JB at the Sima State about some of a group of individuals getting together and paying for the hotel rooms for the boys and the coaching staff between games at the Sima State. Since we did not need those rooms, I told him we'd still like to make a donation. He said that he could use that money for some plaques that they're going to present to the players. So there were some of us individuals went together and put some money together, and those are Bruce Carmichael, Tom Roberts, Dave Roberts, Norm Sullivan, Jim Sullivan, Bill Buskirk, Brian Spice, Rick Sparks, and myself. I'd like to present a check for $500 to pay for the flags.
Larry said those guys were real helpful. Larry kept in contact when we were in the semi-state, and as far as rooms, I didn't have to worry about that, paying for those. They told me they had those covered. It was a whole new experience for everyone in here. We'd never been that far, so it was all new to us, but it worked out great. I appreciate all their support, and this really helps out. Thanks. Now we would like, excuse me, to present these plaques.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank all you people for your support on this, because this is a great thing that all these individuals are going to carry with them for the rest of their life. And without a doubt, with a special season, I want to read what's on it. It has the name of each player or each person that was in this picture, and then it has each game and the score, and then the tournament run, what the scores were there. Has season record 23-2, number 1 ranking in AP poll, most wins in school history 23, best winning percentage in school history, most consecutive wins in the state 18, first sectional regional championship, first appearance in state final 8, SWIAC champion 7-0, and Greene County Invitational champions. Got a picture, so if you get a chance, take a look at these. And I'm just going to bring each person up and give these out. First one goes to cheerleader Hannah Jones. There. Team bus driver Kenny Groomer. Cheerleader Angela Groff. Okay, and I also, as a token of my appreciation, got all my coaches, my coaching staff one of these, because without them this wouldn't have happened. 6th grade assistant coach Rick Stanger, Rick here. Fifth coach Ruth Hayes. Seventh grade assistant coach Mike Childers. Seventh grade coach Johnny Groomer. Eighth grade assistant coach Dennis Crow. Varsity assistant coach Kevin Terrell. Freshman assistant coach Dennis Strange. Assistant varsity coach Tim George. Athletic trainer Beth Inman. These are in no particular order, so we're going to be kind of moving around. Number 34, Levi Burton. Number 40, Clint Burris. Number 30, Brett Crow. Number 14, Nathan Martindale. Number 44, Paul Brown. Number 22, John Weimer. Number 20, Jim Weimer. Number 50, Stephen West. Number 42, Caleb Cassidy. Number 4, Tyler Hash. Number 32, Dustin Hayes. Number 24, Ryan Sparks. Number 10, Craig Quimby. Number 12, Levi Carmichael. Cheerleader Heather Crow. Athletic Director, Mr. J.B. Neal. Cheerleader Tasha DeMoss. Cheerleader Laura Price. Cheerleader Bonnie No. Manager Greg Fitch. Principal Mr. John Murley. Assistant Principal Mr. George Rohde. Freshman head coach, assistant varsity coach Mark McNeil. tell you what, and I know we will a little bit longer, but I think this year was just worth a little bit longer. We've got another presentation. I just want to say one thing. Success is way too much fun for us to rest on our laurels. We had a little talk about 2 weeks ago, guys. We worked real sharp in open gym, and we sat down and had a little conversation about wanting to keep being successful. We're losing some great seniors. I mean, some good players and some good people. But I think the thing you got to look at here is we've got 4 of our top 5 scorers back. We've got 5 of our top 7 players back. And we've got a very good JV, very good freshman team. So this success thing can keep on going if our guys are willing to make the commitment that it takes to be successful. And if there's one thing, the seniors of this year, their legacy, I think, is a commitment to excellence. Whatever it takes, whether it's a bum knee, whether it's whatever deficiency you have, you commit yourself to being the best you can be. That's not just on the basketball court, but that's in a classroom, which is more important than on the basketball court. And the other thing is be a good person. On 2 occasions, I had people, we go to a gas station, and I'm more proud of this than I think I am to win. We go in to get some pop and sports drinks in Lagodi after we beat Bar Reed. Go in there, and a big road win. Our guys go in there. When they're leaving, the lady says, "That is the best group of young people I've ever been around." Now, I'm not making that up. She didn't have to say that. The other thing is, after we get beat in our tough semi-state game at Batesville, a week later, the manager at the Stoles in Lagodi calls or sees Miss Simmons at the, you were there eating, weren't you, Beth? She made a comment about what good people and how well-behaved and how well-mannered these guys were. People, that's what it's all about. You know, they won because they were all of those things, plus they had some talent. And I just think, before we make one more presentation, let's stand up and give these guys a big